Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Rain, and today we're going to talk about the recent rumors of an NRS Marvel game. Now I'm going to skip the part that you've all heard about the guy who's a credible leaker, except sometimes but not always. So let's get straight to it and talk about why I think there's some credibility to these rumors. Now we all know Ed Boon to be a troll on Twitter, but one thing he's been consistently honest about is the upcoming projects. For instance, here's a clip of him answering a fan's questions about the then upcoming Mortal Kombat 11, a Brazil game show 2017.
Se confirma. Tem novo Mortal Kombat em produção?
Well, we never announce a new. At least I'm not allowed to announce any new Mortal Kombat game.
Eu não sou não me é permitido anunciar novo Mortal Kombat.
But if you look at what our studio has been doing, we did Mortal Kombat 9, Injustice 1, Mortal Kombat X, Injustice 2. What do you think we're going to do next?
Então, como você pode ver, já saiu Mortal Kombat 9, Injustice 2. Então, como você pode prever, alguma coisa vai acontecer.
He was very honest about the fact that there is a 2-year development cycle alternating between Injustice and Mortal Kombat. As NRS started to move away from the 2-year development cycle, Ed Boon was very forthcoming about this in future interviews.
Ed, no game. What's going on? This is
Well, we've had E3s where there's no game.
You're right.
Before in the past,
Definitely.
There's definitely like a pattern we've been following that we've kind of broken out of, and I'm surprised how many people know about that pattern. You know, I didn't think that many people were taking, writing it down, but it's certainly something that we're changing around, and I wish I could, chomping at the bit to talk about stuff, but at the moment we have nothing that we're announcing. Is that right?
Now let's compare this to his DC fandom answer about Injustice 3.
Now we've got a couple of fan questions for you guys. So many fans around the world wrote in with questions about all things from NetherRealm. So we got a couple that we're going to go to. And this first one is, I'm sure, a question that got it sent in by quite a few people, but the one that we happened to select was from Juan in Argentina. And he wants to know, Injustice 3, coming soon, ? Ed?
Oh, I'd love to answer that question. We have nothing to say at the moment about Injustice 3. I wish we could talk, but at the moment we have nothing to announce. But we appreciate the desire to see one.
Just stay tuned to Ed's Twitter. One day he'll tease something.
Right.
But I think, all right, well, we tried, right?
Notice how he didn't hint at the 2-year development cycle this time? This time he was very forthcoming and said, there is nothing to talk about when it comes to Injustice 3. Now, let me address these rumors based on the standpoint of the Injustice franchise's story. If we assume that Injustice 2's canonical ending is Superman's, then we're right back at the beginning. Superman is a all-powerful god, and he is ruling over planet Earth. But if Batman's ending is a canonical ending, then we're right back to the plot of Injustice 2, where Superman is imprisoned, and now the regime is going to want to break him out, and Batman's going to defend Earth against Superman. So the other elephant in the room is Warner Brothers owning both DC and NRS Studios. I can tell you as a fan of Marvel Comics myself, that Marvel doesn't care about these comics at all, and I'm very doubtful that DC does either. The revenue from the movies and the revenue from the video games far outshines anything that's coming out of the comic division. In fact, Marvel ran the X-Men comics into the ground simply because they didn't own the movie rights, going as far as to try to replace them with the Inhumans in a comic book crossover event. But if you don't believe such a thing could happen, here is an interview where Ed Boon admits that he has had a meeting with Marvel themselves.
Have you ever had one conversation with Marvel about making a fighting game?
Yes.
What? When?
I did, but I probably shouldn't talk about it.
Are you excited about that idea?
Oh God, yes. We would love to make like a Marvel fighting game or Marvel versus DC. I think would be the coolest.
This leads me to believe that the only real hurdle is licensing fees. And I am not an entertainment lawyer by any means. I don't know how any of that works. What I can say is I don't think that Disney is in a position where they can charge too much for licensing fees on their video game franchises. So those are my thoughts on the subject matter. Let me know what you think. Let me know who you're maining. Like and subscribe. Thank you.